Hello, good afternoon, grade 9 students. Our topic for today is all about on how to solve a quadratic equation. So please be reminded that when we say solving quadratic equation, we are actually finding the value of the variable in the given equation, or we are finding or determining the solution sets or the roots or the zeros of the quadratic equation. Okay, the quadratic equation has four ways on how to solve the value of the variable. So we have solutions of the quadratic equations. So one is by extracting. So by extracting the square root. The second is by factoring. The third is by completing the square. And the fourth is by the use of the quadratic formula. Okay, before we proceed to our main topic for today, which is the extracting the square root of the quadratic equation, we are going to review first on how to get the square of a number, because it getting the square root or extracting the square root of the quadratic equation is simply the opposite in getting the square of a number. So let's have first a short review on how to determine the square of a number. So squares, and on the other side we have square root. Okay, for example, we are going to square. So please be reminded that when we square a certain number, we are squaring the negative and the positive number. So for example, the square of positive negative 1. So raised to 2 equals 1. So meaning, so pag may nakita ka na positive negative, so you are going to multiply the positive number. So positive 1 times positive 1 equals 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 equals 1. Hindi yung positive times negative 1. So hindi yun na. So when we say square, dapat parehas ang sign ng number na i-multiply sa sarili niya. So when we are going to get the square root of 1, so that is getting the square root of 1 is equal. So pag sinabi nating extracting the square root, so dapat may dalawang sign, positive and negative 1. So therefore, kung makikita mo sa square root is the square of the number. Positive negative 1 is the square root of 1. On the other side, positive negative 1, the square is 1. Okay, for another example, for example, we are going to get the square of positive negative 4 raised to 2. You will have, so square of 4, this is 4 times 4 is positive 16. So now on the other side, pag kinuha mo ang square root ng 16, you will now have positive, negative 4. So, tatandaan, pag nag-extract ka ng square root ng isang number, dapat may plus and minus the number. So, yan. So, for example, let's say we're going to get the square of positive negative 11 quantity raised to 2 is simply equal to negative 11 times negative 11 is positive 121. So therefore, if you are going to get the square root of 121, you will have plus minus 11. Okay, so now we can now proceed on how to extract the square root of the quadratic equation. Okay, solving quadratic equation by extracting the square root. Okay, example. So examples, we have, for example, number 1. So for example, number 1, we have x raised to 2 is equal to 9. So extracting the square root to both sides of the equation, you will have x. So pag sinabi tayong extract, mawawala ng exponent, and 2, it becomes 1/2, which has the symbol of the radical sign. So x is equal to 2. Tatandaan, pag kinuha natin ang square extract, pag nag-extract tayo ng isang number, extracting the square root, we have the positive and the negative sign. So that is the square root of 9. So therefore now, extracting the square root of 9, so the equation now becomes x is equal to plus minus the square root of 9 is 3. So therefore now, x has the value of 3 and negative 3. Okay, let's have a checking. So ngayon lang tayo mag-check. Let's see kung tama ang sagot. In checking, we are going to use the value of the variable. Now, to make it true, the left side must be equal to the right side. The term on the left side must be equal to the right side. So for example, when x is equal to 3, so when x is equal to 3, copy the original equation. We have x raised to 2 must be equal to 9. Then substitute the value of x, which is 3. So that is 3 raised to 2 equals 9. So that is 3 times 3. 3 raised to 2 is simply equal to 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9 equals 9. So the other value of x is negative 3. So that is x equals negative 3. So copy the original equation. We have x raised to 2 equals 9. So substitute the value of x, which is negative 3. So that is negative 3 raised to 2 equals 9. And then negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. So 9 equals 9. So they are equal. As you can see, the right term is simply equal to the right term. The left term is equal to the right term. Okay? Number 2. So we're not going to check now. We're just going to find the value of the variable. Okay, for example, number 2, we have q raised to 2 minus 25 equals 0. So transposing 25 to the other side of the equation becomes q raised to 2 equals, so negative 5 becomes positive, negative 25 becomes positive 25. Then extracting the square root to both sides of the equation, you will have now q is equal to plus minus the square root of 25. Then getting the square root of 25, you will now have q is equal to plus minus the square root of 25 is 5. So therefore now q has the value of 5 and negative 5. Okay, so number 3. Number 3, for example, we have x raised to 2 minus 4 equals 0. Okay, transposing 4 to the other side of the equation, you will have x raised to 2 equals, so negative 4 becomes positive 4. So extracting the square root to both sides of the equation, you will have x is equal to plus minus the square root of 4. So getting the square root of 4, you will now, the equation becomes x is equal to plus minus square root of 4 is 2. So therefore now x has the value of 2 and negative 2. Okay, number 4. So number 4, we have 3x squared minus 27 must be equal to 0. So transposing 27 to the other side of the equation becomes 3x raised to 2 must be equal to negative 27. Transposing it to the other side, it becomes positive 27. Now dividing both sides of the equation by 3 because of the numerical coefficient of x squared, which is 3. So that is the quantity 3x raised to 2 divided by 3 must be equal to 27 divided by 3. So you will now have Canceling out 3 on the left side, the equation becomes x raised to 2 is equal. So 27 divided by 3 is 9. Then extract the square root to both sides of the equation. The equation becomes x is equal to plus minus the square root of 9. Then therefore, getting the square root of 9, the equation becomes x is equal to plus minus the square root of 9 is 3. So therefore now, the value of is x is equal to 3 and negative 3. Number 5. So number 5 we have y squared y raised to 2 over 2 is equal to 2. Okay, multiplying both sides of the equation by 2, you will have 2 quantity y raised to 2 over 2 quantity is equal to 2 times 2. So you will now have cancelling out 2 on the left side, the equation becomes y raised to 2 is equal to 2 times 2 is 4. Extracting the square root to both sides of the equation, you will have y is equal to plus minus the square root of 4. So the equation now becomes y is equal to plus minus, getting the square root of 4 is 2. Now therefore, the value has the y has now the value of 2 and negative 2. Okay, number 6. Number 6, for example, we have r raised to 2 divided by 3 equals 27. Multiplying 3 to both sides of the equation, you will have 3 times r raised to 2 divided by 3 quantity is equal to 27 times 3. So cancelling out 3 on the left side of the equation becomes r raised to 2 is equal to 27 times 3 is 81. So extracting the square root to both sides of the equation, you will have r is equal to plus minus the square root of 81. Extracting the square root of 81 you will have r is equal to plus minus the square root of 81 is 9. Therefore, the value of r is equal to 9 and negative 9. Number 7. Number 7, for example, we have s raised to 2 divided by 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. Collecting like terms, meaning we are going to transpose 3 to the other side, the equation becomes s raised to 2 divided by 4 is equal to 7. Transpose 3 to the other side, it becomes negative 3. Then you will have s raised to 2 divided by 4 is equal to 7 minus 3 is 4. Okay, multiplying 4 to both sides of the equation becomes 4 times s raised to 2 divided by 4 quantity is equal to 4 times 4. So cancelling out 4 on the left side, the equation becomes s raised to 2 equals 16. 4 times 4 is 16. Extracting the square root to both sides of the equation becomes s is equal to plus minus the square root of 16. So getting the square root of 16, the equation becomes s is equal to plus minus the square root of 16 is 4. Therefore, s now has the value of 4 and negative 4. Number 8. Okay, number 8, for example, we have p raised to 2 divided by 5 minus 5 equals 0. Okay, transposing 5 to the other side of the equation, you will have p raised to 2 divided by 5 equals, transposing 5 to the other side of the equation becomes negative 5 becomes positive 5. Multiplying both sides of the equation by 5, you will have 5, the quantity p raised to 2, p raised to 2 divided by 5 quantity equals 5 times 5. So cancelling out 5 on the left side of the equation becomes p raised to 2 equals 5 times 5 is 25. Extracting the square root to both sides of the equation becomes p is equal to plus minus the square root of 25. Then the equation now becomes p is equal to plus minus getting the square root of 25 is 5. Therefore now p has the value of 5 and negative 5. Okay, number 9. So number 9, we have 2x squared, 2x raised to 2 So 2x squared raised to 2 minus 20 equals my minus 12. Then transposing 20 to the other side or collecting like terms, you will have 2 times x raised to 2. 2x raised to 2 is equal to copy negative 12. Negative 12. Transposing 20 to the other side, it becomes positive 20. So you will now have 2x raised to 2 is equal to negative 12 plus positive 20. You will have positive 8. Multiply and dividing both sides of the equation by 2, you will have the quantity 2x raised to 2 divided by 2 is equal to 8 divided by 2. So cancelling out 2 on the left side of the equation becomes x raised to 2 is equal to 8 divided by 4. 2 is 4. Now extracting the square root to both sides of the equation becomes x is equal to plus minus the square root of 4. Now getting the square root of 4x or extracting the square root of 4, you will have x is equal to plus minus square root of 4 is 2. Therefore now x has the value of 2 and negative 2. Okay, number 10. So number 10 we have 3x raised to 2 divided by 2 minus 18 equals 6. Collecting like terms or transposing negative 18 to the other side, the equation becomes 3x raised to 2 divided by 2 equals 6. Negative 18 becomes positive 18. Then collecting like terms, so you will have now the equation is 3x raised to 2 divided by 2 equals to 6 times 18 plus 18 is 24. Then multiplying both sides of the equation by 2, you will have 3x raised to 2 divided by 2 multiplied by 2 equals 24 times 2. times 2. Okay, cancelling out 2 on the left side of the equation, you will have 3x raised to 2 is equal to 24 times 2 is 48. Dividing both sides of the equation by 3, so you will have 3 quantity 3x raised to 2 divided by 3 is equal to 48 divided by 3. So cancelling out 3 on the left side of the equation becomes x raised to 2 is equal. So 48 divided by 3 is 16. Extracting the square root to both sides of the equation, you will have x is equal to plus minus the square root of 16. Now, so therefore, getting the square root of 16, the equation now becomes x is equal to plus minus the square root of 16 is 4. Therefore, now, x has the value of 4 and negative 4. Okay? And now, in a 1/2 crosswise in a 1/2 crosswise solve the following quadratic equations by extracting the square root. 1 x squared equals 16 squared equals 16. Number 2 is x squared minus 28 equals negative 3. Number 3, we have 4x raised to 2 divided by 5 minus 20 equals 0. Number 4, so number 4 we have 3x raised to 2 divided by 8 equals 6. And number 5, 3x squared minus 100 equals negative 25. Okay, thank you very much and thank you for watching and listening. Good luck.